Well, hey everybody, it's Devin Corner, Impact Coach with the Locker Room, and today I am continuing to bring you information on online lead sources that you can utilize to increase your business, to bring in some cases, listing leads, in some cases, buyer leads. Today, I'm excited to share with you a company that actually has the potential to do a little bit of both. They are a newer player in the market, one that I have been personally getting involved with, and am excited to share with you just because they are a little bit different. They bring something that's a little bit different than a lot of the other companies out there that can give you some flexibility and options. And one of the things that I really like is, as a listing agent, if you have a property that you want to try and generate leads off of, there's an avenue to be able to do that. Or in a market that maybe isn't as hot as it is right now when I'm recording this video, if you have a property that is kind of grown stale, maybe it's not selling, you're not seeing the traffic, or you're seeing traffic but you're not getting offers, they have an avenue that can really give you the opportunity to change the game a little bit. And it's a great thing to be able to show potential clients that are listing that, hey, I have access to this system, this program that can give us some different exposure with something called a time limited event. So let me go ahead and share my screen here and talk to you about this company called RealtyHive. Now, again, they are a little bit newer player in the game, as I mentioned, and they have a couple of different things that I want to demonstrate and show you a little bit about. Now, the first one I'm going to talk to you about is right here where it says get cash back. This is actually the buyer facing website. I'll log in a moment and kind of show you what I have in the back end just so you can see it. But this is an app. All right, there is the website that people can obviously go to, but it is an app, and it is a buyer generating app for agents that want to offer a rebate. So if you say, I like the OpCity model where I don't have to pay for a lead, I pay if it closes. I like the Ojo Labs model where I don't have to pay for the lead, I pay if it closes. But you're concerned about who else has got that lead, because some companies, they tell you that it's your lead, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's always exclusive. All right. Cashifyd through RealtyHive is an avenue to connect buyers that are looking for property with agents exclusively who say, you know what, if you work with me, I will offer rebates. So instead of paying a referral fee to a company like OpCity of 30%, 35%, you can actually incentivize a buyer to work with you by saying, you know what, you work with me, close a property with me, and I will give you a rebate. And there's paperwork that's involved. Don't get me wrong. There are ways that you have to do this. There's a language to put in the contract. All of that's provided through the company. But basically, clients look at the website, they download the app, you download the app, upload your profile information, and then when buyers are interested in your area and say, hey, I might be interested in working with you, you're offering this rebate, you get the opportunity to connect with them. So again, as a buyer, how it works is you are looking for a property, you get connected with agents in the area who are using this system saying, hey, I'm willing to pay a referral fee. And you say, as an agent, why would I want to do this? Why would I want to give a rebate to my buyers? Well, one, there are companies out there that are doing it, so it can make you more competitive in terms of dealing with some of those companies and going through objections. But also, if you are trying to generate business, now if you are blowing and going and you don't need to take on a whole bunch of new buyers, but you do lead gen because it's important to keep the pipeline filled, but it's usually pretty full, this might not be the avenue that you want to go. This is really, I think, geared for people that are newer in the business or during your slower seasons, if you have seasonality to your business, or you're just wanting to change things up. Maybe you work mostly by referral, but you say, hey, I'm paying a referral fee to other agents, or I'm paying a referral fee to my clients, or a referral bonus to my clients if they refer somebody. If a client wanted to just work with me directly, sure, I'd be willing to work with them to be able to have business that I didn't otherwise have. So the buyers go in, they look for agents, they look in the area, they see who might be willing to work with them, and they're going to basically indicate that they have interest. You then get a notification from Cashifyd when you're through the app that says that, hey, there's a buyer in the portal. You can accept it, you can reject it. Okay. You do not have to be locked in. And again, you don't pay any fee if you don't close. So it's a little bit different kind of process. They calculate the credit. Again, it's like a referral fee. Whoops. I don't want to go in to that just yet. It's a little bit like a referral fee with some of these other companies. And Cashifyd does take a small percentage of whatever that referral fee is for their platform fee, their advertising to basically bring in these buyers. But most of that fee is going as a rebate. Now, there are some states where that is not legal. You are not allowed to rebate customers, and those are indicated here in the website. In fact, I think if we go down here, oh, it's not on here. I know it's in the app. I was reading in their frequently asked questions and basically how it works. So you generate the leads, you offer the rebate, and then if you close, instead of paying your referral fee to the third-party company, realtor.com, OpCity, so on and so forth, you pay it, your broker pays it to Cashifyd, and then the client gets a part of that rebate. Again, that is not a business model that everybody is going to be excited about. I get it. But my goal is to present you with options, and especially some that are things that not everybody is going to do. So if you are a full service brokerage or at a full service brokerage, a full service agent, and you find that your market is being squeezed by limited listing services, by agents that are discount agents and willing to do things, cut commission, offer rebates, do different programs that maybe you don't fully have the access to be able to do through your broker, this is an opportunity where you can still generate leads. The broker is going to get paid the buyer agent commission, and then you are going to pay that referral fee back out. Again, here at the bottom, no fee unless something successfully closes. So if you say, hey, I'll do a 30% referral fee, and you take on 5 clients, none of them actually end up buying a house with you. All right, you're not paying anything. Just like with Ojo Labs, just like with OpCity, you're not paying on the front end, you're paying on the back end. Now, does that mean that those leads are going to be a little bit more expensive in terms of the cost per lead that is closed? They are, but it still can be a great option if you are looking for new ways to generate business and you're saying, man, I've got to change it up. All right. Again, this is an app-based, there is the website here, but this is an app-based system that you are going to be utilizing. The other part of this system is a little bit different and something that I am currently in process of using on a listing. So I had a listing that is not priced bad, but it's just not moving. We're getting showings, we're getting feedback that people don't seem to think that it's overpriced at all, but it's not generating offers. Well, does that mean that it's overpriced? In this market where there's low inventory and there's not a lot of options, I certainly don't think so. Some of my agent friends that I've asked to look at it, check my comps, they've said the same thing. There are some extenuating circumstances. It's a more expensive house in our market, but it needs new carpet. And the sellers happen to have 6 cats in the house. They're cat people. We're not going to get rid of the cats for the showings. So there are some extenuating circumstances like that I think are causing people to hesitate So I said, what can I do to change things up and hopefully generate some more leads? I've been doing open houses. I've had people coming to the open houses. I've had showings. I'm seeing a lot of online traffic. I've done Facebook ads. I've gotten clicks, all that stuff. But I want to produce offers. And ideally, it'd be great if I could generate a buyer lead, possibly even a buyer lead where they have to sell a property to be able to buy this one. Just create that chain effect. I'm always looking for ways that I can drive my business, push my business forward. RealtyHive has a really neat opportunity in which you can do that through what I would call time limited events. Now they have different kinds of marketing that are available, and they actually market this. Their public facing site is actually geared towards sellers. It's not geared towards agents, but agents can certainly utilize this system as well. So if somebody is saying, hey, I'm interested in selling my house, maybe they're looking at it as a for sale by owner, this can be a great opportunity to talk with a for sale by owner. Say, hey, would you be willing to do a 60-day thing? Let me do this time limited event with you and not have to sign a 6-month or a year-long listing contract. Again, offering it to them as an extra service that not everybody's going to have. There are so many different ways that this can work. But basically, here's what happens is they have a couple of different programs. And some of these are basically just, I would say, glorified listing services through their company that would be more geared towards the for sale by owner market, or people who are looking to sell but are not signed yet. And what they'll do is if they take a listing, they will send information to an agent that they're working with, and we get the opportunity, I get the opportunity to maybe pick up a listing in my market. But this local, regional, and international one, I would say they're probably going to explain a little differently. I would say from what I've seen and in talking to them and in getting involved in this, those are geared more toward them generating listing leads that they can then produce buyer leads for their Cashifyd folks or listing leads for agents that work with them on a consistent basis. But this time limited event one right here is one that is really, really interesting to me. Basically, the concept is this. And what we're doing on my listing is this, is we have a property that is listed. All right. We are basically going to set up this time limited event, which is a non-binding auction. Okay. I'm calling it a non-binding auction. That's my terminology, not theirs. But we are putting out there that there is a date and a time that we are doing this 6-hour event, 6-hour auction event for this property, and then saying, if you want to be able to get in on this property before it goes into this auction process, you can go ahead and buy it. Here's our list price. Okay, so it creates a sense of urgency on the property. And what I like about this for my listing right now is that I have one guy who's been there 3 times. He's interested. I met him at the open house. I know he's interested. I have another person who has an agent who's been there twice, drives by the property every single day, but for whatever reason is not ready to put in an offer. So this creates that sense of urgency of, oh my goodness, it's not pending, but they're doing this auction. And if I don't get my bid in, then I could miss out on it. Or I can go ahead and just offer, and that won't even go to the bid, the time limited event. The other thing that it does is it creates this window and says, okay, here's the price range that we are suggesting bids be in. Now it's non-binding in that if a bid comes in that's lower than what a seller is willing to accept, the seller doesn't have to take it, even if it's the only bid. It's not an absolute auction. All right. An absolute auction is where a property is auctioned. Whatever that price is, that's what it's going to sell for. We're not talking about estate sales. We're not talking about HUD properties. We're talking about a seller who we are working to move that property, generating buyer leads, hopefully, because a lot of these people are not going to be represented and working with an agent. And then also bringing in more traffic to our listing. And that's what the time limited event does. Now, it says the fee is as low as $3.95. That's talking about the local. The time limited event has 2 different ways that you can do it. And I'll show you here as an agent right, here's exactly what I did. It's the property of the United States. Yes, it's a residential property. All right, I have it listed for $340,000 at the moment. All right, so I'm looking at the time limited event. I can do it two ways. Notice this now. All right, if I wanted to just do extra local exposure, I can do that. $295. It's not bad. That's not a bad little extra boost to my marketing. Again, they're saying 3.5 times increase in daily average of viewers over normal real estate exposure with their smart digital packaging. Okay, and all the way up to the regional, the international focus. The time limit of event is going to give me greater exposure. It's going to create that sense of urgency, and you can pay for it two ways. And you can do this a multitude of ways too. You can pay for it, it's $12.95 up front, and then basically it's done. The other way is you can pay for it through closing, and they take a percentage. In the case of the property I'm listing, it's 1%. So you can do that a couple of ways. If I'm marketing the property or marketing this to a potential seller, I can build that into the commission. All right. So maybe instead of listing for 5%, we're going to list for 6%, and it's going to be 5% listing, and then 1% is going to go to this time limited event. In my case, our property's already listed. My folks are buying another house with me, and they have family who have bought houses with me and one that wants to sell in the future. So this is a family I've worked a lot with. We're already under contract. So I said, hey guys, here's what we're going to do. I want to do this time limited event. We're going to pay for it through closing. I don't want to pay for it out of my pocket up front. I don't want to ask them to invest into it when they're trying to sell and buy up front. So I said, let's do it this way. We'll pay at the closing. We'll take the 1% fee that they're asking for out of my side of the commission. I'm not going to cut a buyer agent out. That's just not the way I do business. But I'm going to take it out of my side because my folks are buying a house too. All right. We actually already have that one under contract, which is part of the reason I want to create this sense of urgency. We've got traffic. I've got two people I know are interested. I want to do whatever I can to try and push somebody over the edge, bring me that offer very quickly so that we can get us under contract and be able to close without having anything mess up the deal on the house that my folks want to buy. So we do the time limited event. We get started. Here it is. Pay now, $12.95. Pay later, 1%. Basically, it works a lot like other referral type systems. So when the property sells, there's paperwork that they provide that goes to the title company. All right. Their 1% basically goes on the ALTA statement, the HUD statement. And what I'm going to do, again, for my folks, you can do this differently. You can build it into your marketing plan. You can just tack it on as an extra fee. There are lots of different ways you can do this. All right, you can do the $12.95 up front and then do that as a transaction fee to recuperate it. All right, lots of different options. But I'm saying I'm going to split part of 1% of my fee off to pay for it. So it's coming from the seller's proceeds. It's not coming out of my pocket, but it's also not coming out of their pocket extra. They're not paying any extra, but hopefully we are going to create this urgency and see more happen with the property. We actually just signed up for it today as I'm making this video, which is why I wanted to go ahead and show this to you guys, because it's really just a different way of doing it. It's a way to generate buzz, generate excitement, and allow you to offer something that not everybody else is offering. And in this market, when listings are hard to come by and we're looking for ways to differentiate ourselves, how cool would it be to go to a seller who's maybe on the fence and saying, well, what if my house doesn't sell? I'd love to go ahead and buy something else. I'm struggling with what to find and buy, but maybe there's something they already like. Maybe they're looking at building, but they're like, I don't know. I'm not sure I can pay for repairs. I'm not sure about the fees, all this stuff. Hey, guys, we can do this. We can generate excitement. We can generate buzz. And this is something not everybody else is doing. There's going to be a special sign that goes in the yard so that people that are driving by, this lady that's driving by every day looking at my house is going to see, oh my goodness, there's this time limited event, this auction on this property. I'd better go and check this out. All right, that's going to be marketed extra online. I'm going to be able to market it through my MLS listing. It just creates layers. And again, the beautiful thing on the back end of this is that as the listing agent doing this on my listing, if a buyer wants to submit an offer and they are not represented, guess who RealtyHive is connecting them to? Me, as the listing agent. So even though I'm taking this out as a part of my commission, sorry, I'm trying to back out here so that I can log in and show you the internal portal, such as it is at the moment. So even though I'm taking this at a portion of my commission because I didn't set it up on the front end to do it differently, I still have a good chance of being able to see a greater commission, more dollars in my pocket, which is always something that's nice because what they're saying, and I'm going to see what happens with this, is that a lot of these people that are reaching out interested in properties that do these time limited events are unrepresented buyers. They're people that see it, it creates urgency for them. Hey, that's exactly what we're looking for. Oh my goodness, on April 20th, there's going to be this auction event, but I can go ahead and get in now. If it auctions, then usually the way auctions work, right? It's like eBay. If it starts at $3, it's going to end up selling for $7 or $20. I don't want to have the price driven up, so I can go ahead and buy it now for the list price. Just like eBay, guys. If you've ever bought anything on eBay, I've done this all the time. I see something I want, it's really cheap, but the auction is 3 more days away before it closes. I say, you know what? Forget that. For triple the price that it is now, I can go ahead and buy it now, not have to compete with anybody. Sure enough, sometimes you come back and instead of 3 times the price, it's 10 times, 15 times. Obviously, in real estate, we're not going to see that kind of change, most likely. But if you're doing it right, which hopefully we are, and we have a starting bid on this property that's listed for 340,000, our starting suggested bid is 315. So the idea is we're going to generate these bids, and then somebody's going to say, well, I can do a little more than that. I can do a little more than that. And the concept is that people outbid each other. And the next thing you know, we're right back up there at or above our list price. It's a really neat concept. And at the end of the day, if we only get a couple of bids, and the starting bid was 315 and the next bid was 317 and the third bid was 321, and my sellers say, no, you know what, we're just not excited about that, we're listed at 340, we really think we're getting the interest, we want to stay where we are and see if we can get better, we don't have to accept those bids. It's a non-binding auction. Just because somebody wins the bid auction, what that means is they're the one who gets to submit their offer to us through that process. So it's really a neat concept, very, very different than anything else that I have come across. And as an agent, there are multiple ways with RealtyHive for me to be able to possibly generate business and offer more value to my sellers, especially in either a down market or a more normalized market where we're not seeing 10, 15, 20 offers on everything. Say, hey, I want to do something that not everybody else is doing. It's going to help me stand out. And that's why this is my commission. So when somebody says, well, will you discount your commission? No, and let me tell you why. Because I have a process, I have a program that no other agents in my market have. But now you know about it and you have the opportunity to utilize it too. What I would love is if you check this out, if you end up signing up for Cashifyd, if you end up doing a time limited event on a listing that you have, share your feedback with me. Let me know how it goes. I'll do a video and update you later on how it went for us with our time limited event, because I'm really interested to see how this works out. But it's a really, really cool concept from a newer company, RealtyHive.com. Check it out. And if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me right here at Stop in the Share at Devin at tlrnation.com, on my website, therealestatepastor.com. I look forward to talking to you real soon. Have a great